While I was on Guam, a close friend of mine from my hometown, who was a lieutenant with the Seabees, looked me up. And how he found me, I don't know. But he came tooling over in a Jeep one day, and Bob Scharnberg, Bob and I chatted for a couple hours there. And somehow he knew the hour and the day we were boarding ship outbound for Okinawa, which we did not know where. And he came with 2 fists of Canadian Club. One of them just seemed to fit in my backpack real well, and I stuffed the other well protected in the middle of my duffel bag. And both of them survived all the trip until we got the top off of them. So then we get up to Okinawa, and I go in there on the second wave, and which was relatively gun-free, shot-free. There's a few shots, but the first wave went in with hardly a shot, and there were no more than when we went in. But we weren't in there, it wasn't over 2 hours, and it started breaking loose. It was so unreal, and although I like to hunt and I'm very used to handling a gun and that, I had a BAR all the time I was there, and it was a friendly piece of equipment, I can tell you. Fortunately, our group, although we were right on the front lines and pushing ahead of a yard and losing 2 and then gaining 4 or 5 in the rice paddies and the jungle, we did not, right close to me, suffer a whole lot of casualties. We were blessed by the person who watches over us. We'd have the F4Fs come in, tree heights, 18, 20 foot high, and loosing rockets, and it would clip the top of the trees off, but never a short round, thank God. They'd gotten us. The nighttime was 2 hours on, 2 hours off. And the nighttime was actually about as active for us in engaging the enemy, the Japs, as the daytime was. It just seemed to work out. And it was quite hilly, very hilly over there. And there was one weapon the Japs had. It was a mortar. It looked like a good-sized small keg of beer tumbling through the air. It didn't have any trajectory like a bullet. It would actually go tumbling end over ends. And we could see them launch it across on the other hillside, and you could pretty well get out of the way of that thing. But and it was scream. That scream stuck with me for 10, 12 years after I got home. I asked my mother, who I lived with when I came back, to get rid of that screaming tea kettle she had. It kept me awake all night. So. When we were moving up in the daytime one morning when I took the bullet and went through me, and we were making some progress, maybe 50, 60 yards a day at that time for a short period of time, several days, and there was no corpsman around, so I plugged up the holes in me with a couple of hands full of mud, and kept on going. And finally caught up with the corpsman in a while, and about 6 days after I was shot. Above my heart, it went right on through, missed my shoulder blade. So I was in pretty good, lucky, very lucky. We were just looking out for our well-being, minute to minute. We looked back, if we were stymied for a while, there was a substantial massing of ships, our ships out in the harbor back of us, and you'd see them unload their salvos. The whole ship would roll back after the blast because of the impact, the blast of the weapons, the 7-inch or 8-inch guns, whatever they were. They roll back like that, and you'd see the projectiles coming through the air. But that was always comforting.